Hello and welcome to Sportistics, a channel where we look at popular sports statistics through numbers. This week, we're looking at the Premier League. The British football competition has been in the news, with a new transfer record of £1.9 billion, financially dominating the other European competitions. So much so that large football clubs like Juventus and Real Madrid are looking to create a European Super League to be able to compete. But is this really the case? How dominant is the Premier League in the transfer market? Let's find out. Tonight, we'll be comparing Premier League summer transfers to the other top 5 European leagues. The obvious place to start is the total spend, comparing leagues in euros spent. According to transfer market data, the Premier League has spent 49%, very nearly half of the top 5 total, spending 2.3 billion euros, 3 times more than second-placed Serie A, the most spent on players from leagues outside the traditional top 5. With 95 million fee paid for Antony, 75 paid for Darwin Núñez, and 57 for Lisandro Martinez. 27% or 605 million euros was spent on players moving clubs inside the league, with 80 million paid for Fofana, 65 million for Cucurella and 58 for Richarlison. An interesting side note here is that Bundesliga, with the lowest spend, didn't have a single paid transfer from La Liga. Okay, the Premier League has spent the most, but it has also sold the most. 891 million euros worth of sales. Well, actually most of these sales, 67%, are to the other Premier League clubs, and this is by far the largest inter-league transfer sell share out of the top 5 leagues. So the Premier League combined buys more than the other leagues, but also sells more. The right question to ask is, what is the net spend? Whoa, this is where the Premier League really stands out. La Liga and Serie A only have a slightly positive net spend. Ligue 1 and Bundesliga sell more than they buy. The Premier League net spend has been 1.3 billion euros this summer. Of course, this data doesn't include deal structures, when the payments will be made, the agent commissions, what the performance bonuses are, and this is only an estimated value from transfer market, but the difference is huge anyway. Looking at net spend more in depth at the club level, out of the top 20 net spenders, 13 come from the Premier League, with clubs like West Ham and Nottingham Forest outspending headline-grabbing Barcelona and PSG, Brentford and Fulham outspending Bayern Munich, AC Milan and Inter. But is this transfer spend any good? We can compare market values to transfer fees. If a club paid more than the market value, it's not a great deal. Or if it paid less, then some, what we can call goodwill, is created. For example, in the Casemiro transfer from Real Madrid to Manchester United, 70 million was paid, when the transfer market valued the player at 40 million, so 30 million was overpaid. In the Haaland transfer, 60 million was paid, when the player was valued at 150 million, so 90 million was underpaid. Of course, this market value is the transfer market value, and scouts and managers would argue that they're able to price footballers better, and they might be right. With contract rundowns, fit between club and player all important factors, but let's entertain ourselves anyway to see who has the largest and smallest net goodwill of transfers. Well, unsurprisingly, the Premier League has overspent 336 million euros. Antony, valued at 35 million, was paid 95 million for. Alexander Isak, valued at 30 million, was paid 70 million for. Ligue 1 is the only one that has a positive goodwill, with Carlos Soler and Fabian Ruiz valued at 50 million and 55 million respectively, arriving to PSG for 18 and 23 million. Smart purchases from PSG. Breaking this down further into goodwill from buying and selling, we see that the Premier League is really bad at buying and okay at selling. In fact, the Bundesliga is the worst at selling at market rate, by and large due to the sale of Erling Haaland for 60 million, while his market value is estimated to be 150. This was a contractual obligation due to the sell clause, but with a large loss for Bundesliga. Serie A, Bundesliga, La Liga and Ligue 1 are all good at finding value in buying, but not always in selling. On a club level, 7 out of top 10 or bottom 10 depending how you look at it, net goodwill losers are from the Premier League, with Manchester United leading the way. It's possible that Premier League clubs are extracting more value from the same players and are thus okay to spend more, but it does raise questions. Interestingly, at the other end of the scale are Manchester City with 83 million euros positive goodwill, largely from the Haaland transfer. PSG and Bayern Munich are the other top goodwill earners at 62 million and 55 million, with 32 million saving on Fabian Ruiz and Carlos Soler, 38 million saving on Sadio Mane, 16 million saving on Gravenberg. Some large clubs are able to attract players without overpayment and transfer fees, and some clubs are able to buck the league overspend trends. That's it for this week's analysis of the Premier League summer transfer window. Hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Alex. I'll be doing more videos like this in the coming weeks. If you liked it, subscribe. If you have any ideas for future videos, let me know in the comments. I'll try to make them. And yeah, have a good day. Bye.